Day 128, Christmas Day, no days off. This is the day where Jesus was born so that we could see what is capable in all of us. But the messages continue, life continues. I want to talk today about how most people think conviction means confidence, and that's flat out wrong. It doesn't. Confidence is what you feel when you're being proven right, but conviction is what you rely on when you're being proven wrong. And that's the difference that I took a long time to really understand. And I learned it the hard way in 2021, 2022, when I was very wrong. I was very early, very public, and I was wrong longer than it felt reasonable. But those years and that tested my ideas, tested my stamina. But here's something that a lot of people miss about that. The markets don't actually break people with the losses. They break people with time. And it's time spent underwater. It's time spent doubting yourself. And it's also time spent watching consensus mock you, which I've had a lot of experience in. So that's where the most so-called conviction quietly goes and dies. And it's also why so many very smart people underperform, including all the hedge fund bros. They need feedback quickly. They need validation to stay calm. They confuse the speed of agreement with truth. But markets don't work on that schedule. Conviction isn't believing that you're right. It's being willing to look wrong longer than others can tolerate without abandoning your framework and your discipline. And that's how rare, it's a much rarer skill than just intelligence. So today, some of my highest conviction ideas that I have are names that a lot of people still dismiss. Nextdoor, Opendoor, Better Home Finance. They don't require optimism to hold those positions, but they do require endurance. So I'm not confident that they're going to work out exactly on my timeline. Open didn't go to 82 by the end of 2025, but that's the point. Conviction isn't comfort with the outcome. It's comfort with sitting in the uncertainty. Most strategies don't fail because the thesis was wrong. They fail because the holder of the thesis couldn't survive the period where the thesis was right, but they looked silly and it looked like a broken thesis. So that's why power law outcomes like Carvana feel obvious in hindsight, but never in the moment. They reward patience, but without applause, discomfort without validation, and belief without that immediate payoff that so many of us need. Almost no one can tolerate that combination. And that's the real lesson of this day 128. The market doesn't punish wrong ideas, but it punishes the ideas that are held without the stamina to back them up. Truth eventually wins, but only if you're still standing. Merry Christmas.